Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Wonder Woman, issue number 35. So we get to see a little backstory with Jason, his interactions with Hercules, which is great. I mean, we never really see Hercules in the comics anymore, you know? So seeing him in the past several, even though, like, it's funny, he dies, and then we see him more than ever. I'm okay with that. So Jason learns how to fight. He learns a bunch of different things. His father, Glaucius, he decides to leave, of course, and he just kind of like ninja vanishes out of there. No puff of smoke or nothing. Just kind of walks against the wind. Anyway, so he's just kind of got to, Jason, he's got to kind of grow up all by himself at this point. He's a man, technically. Still looks like a little boy, but whatevs. So he goes clubbing, and at one point he's out fishing. His Glaucius bought him a fishing boat. And he goes out there and he sticks his crew underneath and he feels that these things are coming. It's the Deep Six. These guys were created by Jack Kirby way back in the day for to be minions of Darkseid. So, this is kind of like a forewarning that Grail is coming. So, yeah, he's going to have to fight these guys. And that's where the comic ends. Before he actually gets to fight, he jumps at them and that's it. So I imagine he's going to make fairly short work of them. We'll see, whatever. Maybe he'll get beaten up in the process, but he'll eventually win. It's just a test anyway. At one point, Grail's going to come in and she would absolutely annihilate this guy. He's never really been tested. He's gone out and acted like a superhero once in a while for the Minotaur Zord or whatever that thing was. And but aside from that, not really much of anything else. Anyway, this comic was pretty good. It was actually really good. There was only one part that really bugged me about it, and that is Glaucius talking. Like, the fisherman voice has got to be when you write it, it's got to be one of the worst out there. I mean, I remember Thor way back in the day when I have to read the fake, how art thee, thou, thine, thusly, and stuff like that. It's like, that wasn't even real Shakespearean. They just completely made that stuff up. But even that was much easier to read than this, like, dude, stop. Don't write that. Don't write that. Just put that, in fisherman's dialect thing in there. But when you start writing im and and a lot of commas in there because he doesn't know how to actually pronounce real words because he's on the freaking sea all the time. Yeah, that makes it really, really difficult to read. Like, I'm actually struggling to read, and I'm not going to lie. I completely skimmed over those parts. I could not read the parts. And he's sitting there doing the dialogue for more than the first half of the book, easily the first 2/3 of the book. I sat there reading. I'm like, nope, not going to do it anymore. So I looked at the pretty pictures and I looked at whenever Jason or somebody else spoke, but I could not read the text blocks after a while. The narration boxes, they were that annoying. It was actually so annoying for me. I've got to reduce the grade down to a B+. Again, good comic, didn't really have a whole bunch in there. I was expecting a lot more from these stories, especially DC as of late. They seem to be doing a whole lot of stories, just throwing like dozens of stories at you at the time, so they'll rush through the storylines. Not this one. This one's taking a little bit too long to come across. I personally don't see why a complete origin story for this cat Jason can't just come out in one single issue. Personally, that's just my opinion. But whatever. I guess that this was enough, and now he's going to test himself in battle against these guys, and we'll see what happens in the next issue. Maybe it'll make more sense that this just took so long, but like I said, I wasn't particularly impressed with everything happening here. The comic was fun. It was a fun read, getting to see him growing up and Hercules showing up all the time. But yeah, the dialogue boxes just killed me. The narration boxes absolutely killed the comic for me. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.